Hello, today we are going to solve Jan 2024 paper, question number 1. Okay, the Chachi is in the business of recycling plastic waste. Plastic waste is sorted and recycled into finished goods using specialized machinery. So the following balances were given in the books of accounts at 31st December 2023. So the balances of this are given and some additional information is given. Now prepare the manufacturing account for the year ended 31st December 2023. Now let's prepare the manufacturing account. Let's write what and all is related to manufacturing, okay, account. So the first one is the production wages, okay, it's related to manufacturing. The second one is production salaries, okay. Then you have the opening inventory of raw materials which is going to be, okay, used. Then you have purchases. The raw material here is the plastic waste, okay. So the purchases, and then you will have the closing raw inventory, okay. You have to identify all this. Then indirect production expenses, so that's also related to this thing. Electricity and water, okay, we don't know. Then marketing costs allowing this thing, okay. Then there are no work in progress at the beginning of the year. Finished goods are transferred from the manufacturing at the cost of production. There is no profit added. Then he's saying 16,000 pounds of the electricity and water cost related to the production process. So this is also, this is an indirect expense, some indirect expenses which is related to the production. Marketing costs were prepaid, administration expenses were accrued, and there is a depreciation of the machinery. So he said that machinery is used in the production. So I'm going to include that also, the depreciation of the machinery, okay. So which I'm going to use, okay. So now let's start preparing the manufacturing account. So let's write all the things, okay. So first one is opening inventory. Then you have purchases of inventory, and then you will do less any closing or the remaining inventory, okay. So this is going to give me raw material consumed, okay. Then I will have some direct production costs. I see here this is the production wages, okay. Okay, after that I don't see any other direct production cost. So from this I'm going to calculate prime cost of production, okay. Then I will have overhead costs, okay. Let's calculate. There are so many overheads here, indirect costs. So the first one is production salaries. Then I have, okay, indirect production expenses. Then I have the electricity and water, and then you have the depreciation of the machinery. So let's calculate all of this. So let's put in the values and then we'll calculate. Okay, so the first one is opening inventory. Okay, opening inventory, that is 2,500. And then you have the purchases of the inventory, okay, which has happened, that is 25,000 pounds. Okay, then I have to do less closing inventory. So the closing inventory was around 5,000 pounds. So now let's calculate the raw material that was consumed. So 2500 plus 25,000 minus 5,000, that is 22,500. Okay, so this was the raw material consumed portion. Then I had the production wages. Okay, production wages. So let's see what is the production wages. It was paid around 75,000. So if I add this raw material consumed and prime and production wages, I'll be able to calculate the prime cost. So let's calculate that. That is 97,500. That's my prime cost of production. Okay, then after that I have some overhead costs. Okay, let's calculate the overhead. So the first one is going to be the production salary. Okay, let's write production salary. The production salaries were around 40,000. Then you have indirect production expenses, which were around 9,500. And then you have this electricity and water. Okay, the electricity and water, which was around 16,000. And then you have to calculate the depreciation of the machinery. So let's calculate depreciation of the machinery. Okay, that is going to be around 20% of the cost. So 20% of 85,000. Let's calculate that. That's going to be around 17,000. Now let's add up all the costs. Okay, so 97,500 plus, so let's add up this overhead cost. The overhead cost is going to be around 82,500. Okay, so I can write this separately. Okay, over here it is 97,500. Okay, that was a prime cost. And then I had the total overhead costs, okay, which is going to be equal to 82,500. Now let's add these two. Okay, that's going to be around 180,000. So okay, so this depreciation, okay, of the machinery, so this is going to be total overheads. Okay, total overheads. And then I had the final cost of production. Okay, the final cost of production was around 180,000, so which we have calculated. Okay,